What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So yesterday I posted a video and I talked a little bit about inflation in certain categories. And I was showing you these categories in June of this year. You saw a decrease from June of last year. And so that was good. That was good news. However, I did have some people in the comments let me know, you know what? Things are still bad. And we're still paying a lot for food and we're still paying a lot for rent. And so I want to talk a little bit about this because just because inflation's going down doesn't mean that everyone is doing well. And so that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so the video that I posted yesterday, I knew when I start talking about certain categories, there would be people that would come out and say, you know what, where I live, that's not the case, especially when it comes to gas and stuff like that. And I totally understand. Gas is going up in California as well. I mean, it's still around $5, and it's been hovering around $5, it seems like, forever. And so I understand what you're saying, and you guys are correct. And let me show you, there was a comment that was posted by George. And George says, notice that rental is not on the list. It was taking up all the money having a roof over your head. And so I totally understand what you're saying. And you're right. And we're going to show you some information here to prove that what you guys are saying is correct. And that's why you have the vast majority of the American people saying, you know what, the economy is still bad, even though we're seeing signs. We're seeing good signs when it comes to our economy. So let me show you this headline here, this article. And this is Yahoo News. And they're saying Social Security 50% cuts are coming to boomers' cost of living adjustment next year. So we know when it comes to the cost of living adjustment, it's not going to be what we've seen in the past. We already know that. And because of that, next January, people are going to be very disappointed in what they see when it comes to an increase. It could be like $53 or $54 for the average person, and they're going to say, what is this? This is not even enough for me to pay my phone bill or anything like that. And let me show you another part of this article here. It says, while an increase of 3.1% for Social Security is still an increase, it is not likely to keep pace with inflation. Boomers who rely on Social Security may have to look into investments or other sources of income to continue to make ends meet in these challenging times. And so what we do know is that this COLA increase is not going to keep up with inflation. And I'm going to show you the main reason why it's not keeping up with inflation. Even when we're seeing inflation overall continue to decline, when you look at certain categories, that's the reason why people are still going to be below water when it comes to receiving COLA and being able to pay all their bills. Okay, so now I want to take a look at what's driving inflation and what's cooling inflation. I talked a little bit about this a couple of days ago, but I want to talk about it again because I think it's something that we really need to continue to focus on, because this is the reason why people they're looking at the economy and people are saying the economy is good and we might not go into a recession, but things are still bad for a lot of people in the U.S. Okay, so looking at the drivers, the red here, when we're looking at the drivers, the main driver, transportation services, that's 8.2%, okay? We're looking at shelter. Shelter is up 7.8%. We're looking at food. Food is up 5.7%. And we can just stop there. Now, you can look at some of the other things down here, what's cooling on the economy, what's good, energy, that's good, medical care and services, that's good, used cars and trucks, that's good as well when it comes to what is cooling the economy. But when we're looking at the main drivers, I think we need to look at these two here. We need to look at shelter and we need to look at food. Those are the major drivers, and that's something that we need. We have to have those two things. And so let me show you this here. Let's show you this illustration and my little Ask TEC infographic here. So we already know what the Senior Citizens League is predicting. They are predicting 3%, okay, around 3%. They had it at 3.1%. They dropped it down to 2.7%, and then they brought it back up to 3%. So that's the latest information that we have. So they're saying COLA will be 3%. What's the problem with that? Well, when we're looking at 3%, let's compare that to shelter. Shelter is up 7.8%. So if you were to have a COLA of 3% and people start receiving that in January, and let's just say things are around the same as far as our economy, as far as the inflation and all that, and shelter stayed up there at 7.8%, that would still mean that you're underwater. That would still mean that your dollar is not going as far as it used to. And so when it comes to shelter, and we know how shelter goes, especially when it comes to rent, usually they're going to raise your rent every year. Generally, that's what happens. So they're going to raise your rent, and your rent is already inflated, and the COLA that you're receiving is not enough to offset the inflation or the raise. And so it's just, I mean, it's all around a bad deal for a lot of people, especially people on fixed income. Now, looking at food is another category, 5.7%. So when we're looking at that, if you get a 3% COLA, 5.7% is higher than that 3%. And so that means you can't buy as many groceries as you could in the past because of inflation. All right. So we have to look at these things. So we have 69.8 million people who are currently receiving Social Security benefits. And this is the major problem. And this is why people are saying, you know what? Things are still bad. Things are not getting any better. And so even though we're seeing these numbers come out and we're seeing inflation, CPI at 3%, the CPIW at 2.3%, it's still bad because of food and shelter, those two main categories that need to come down before people really see change. So we're going to have to see what happens in 2024. We know it's an election year, so we know politicians are going to try their best to get everything in order so they can at least run on the fact that the economy is doing well. And just to go a step further, when it comes to Congress is going to be on recess for 6 weeks now. So all of August, they're going to be on recess. They'll come back in September. So guess what? Nothing's going to get done until September. And then when September comes around, they're going to have to do their appropriation bills. And I think they have to do at least 11 of those bills. They're going to have to vote on those bills and pass them. And if they don't pass them by September 30th, guess what? Government shutdown. So we're going to have more drama when it comes to what's going on, and if these politicians can get along and try to pass something when it comes to a budget for 2024. So we're going to have to be looking at that as well. There's just so much stuff that's going on right now. And so I just wanted to acknowledge, although the economy is doing better, it's not doing better for everyone. And we all need shelter. We all need food. And so most of us are struggling because of the fact that those two categories are still inflated. I want to know what you guys think about this, so let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.